Welcome in, everybody. A final judgment right here. Tony Jigsaw Cutillo. Make sure you give us a follow at Judge Jigsaw. Make sure you're following the page. The final judgment, man. This is this is going to be an interesting show, man. You know, again, it happens, people. It happens. I know it sucks. I know everybody's going to say, you know what? The defense blows. The offense blows. Everybody in Philadelphia's going to be off the rocker now. All of a sudden, everybody thinks the Eagles stink. And listen. Relax. Okay? Relax. Listen, I'm not happy. Okay? I'm not happy. But again, if you missed it for some reason, okay, you're living under a rock somewhere. The Commanders come and shock the world. Okay, they kill it 11.5 point spread, right? That they open. That's what the Eagles were going to do. The Eagles were favored by 11.5, and Washington comes into your house and wins 32-21. 32-21. Okay, but again, before we get into the blame game. Okay, let's just can we do something, because this is what I like to do. I know this is a typical Philadelphia. Okay, I tell you all before, I am a Philadelphia fan. Okay, I bleed green. I do. Okay, but I'm also realistic, and I have to say, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that Ron Rivera is one of my all-time favorite coaches. Okay, I've always said that. Riverboat Ron knows how to coach football. And guess what? He came in with a plan tonight. And it's funny. Again, you know, when football people understand the game, you knew right away what was the way Washington could beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Ball control style of offense. Keep the other player, which the MVP candidate, Jalen Hurts, okay, keep him off the field. Keep the offense off the field. Ball control, time of possession. He's old school football, man. Ron, what happened in this game? Ron Rivera coached himself to a win. You know why? He kept Jalen Hurts off the field. He ran the ball, and he caused turnovers. How do you win in football games? Listen, we just watched the Philadelphia Phillies lose because good pitching beat good bats. At the end of the day, guess what? Good defense, and ball control style offense beats the better team. It happens, man. It happens. It sucks. But guess what? Did you really think the Philadelphia Eagles were going to go 17-0? Can we please get off that pipe dream? Okay, this is an NFC East battle. Okay, we know that I could go back so many years and talk about all the games in the NFC East. Go back to the friggin' Michael Zordich years and the Phoenix friggin' Cardinals. Okay, it happens. Okay, it happens. Whenever we're supposed to win, sometimes these games happen. I got to get these comments again. If you're following the follow judgment right here, if you're not, listen, you need to be. You need to be. Okay? We got a great community here. People are going to be checking in. We do these post games. We do all kinds of shit here. Okay? But now I'm hyped. Now I'm hyped because I'm going to go back and forth and tell you right now, you better bring the heat. If you're going to get this comment section and you're going to start talking about everybody sucks, you better be ready. You better be ready to go back and forth because I'm going to check you just like you're going to check yourself. Okay? Because I'm a realist. I get it. I'm pissed. Yes, I'm pissed. I'm not pissed because we lost the game. I'm pissed because the way we lost the game. That's what pisses me off. Okay? We shouldn't have lost the game that way. Okay? I'm not going to be mad at Brandon Graham for the end of the game. I'm not going to be mad at the defense completely. I'm going to be specific people, but listen, you can't turn the ball over. The defense is on the goddamn field for 75% of the game. How are you going to sit there and continue to blast Jonathan Gannon, whether you like it or not? Okay, the defense was on too long. They're tired. They were old. Okay, I just don't understand. I get it. I watched the Twitter timeline, the Facebook comments. We all suck. Everybody sucks. Right? We suck. We're never going to win again. Like, come on. It's one goddamn game. Okay? I get it. I get it. We were 8-0. Now we're 8-1. We're 8-1. Okay? Everybody just pump the brakes a little bit. Let's be realistic and break this game down. Let's ask real questions. Okay? Let's ask real questions. Let's go. My man Greg checking in. Let's go Redskins, baby. I mean, oops at Commanders. He already broke the sin. Greg broke the sin already. He says, taking a break for YouTube, Tony. Just had to chime in, Greg. It's always great to hear from you. My man Joe checking in. Says, shit offense, shit defense. Blame refs, but this is on the team and coaches for sleeping all week. There you go. Don't blame the refs, right? Joe watched the same game I did. Okay? Joe watched the same game I did. Adam says the refs screwed the Eagles. The helmet to helmet was a bunch of crap. No face mask call. Watson. Heineke was down on the play. Adam, again, it's the right call. We could get mad in Philadelphia. It's the right call. Okay? It was a helmet-to-helmet hit. The dude gave himself up. Whether you have momentum or not, guess what? Let's pretend we were on the other side of this play, okay? And we would have been screaming bloody murder if they didn't call that on us, okay? I'm telling you, it was the right play. It sucks, but it was the right play. They played good. Listen, they play, honestly, Greg, they didn't play good football. They didn't play good football tonight, and it's a shame. They didn't play good football. Joe says, hope the soft asses who thought they needed an L are happy now. I got your character right here. Character loss, Joe, right? Character loss. Listen, I'm not saying they needed a loss. What I'm saying is I knew they were going to lose eventually, and we all knew. I know everybody kept saying Tennessee. That's the game. Let's look at Tennessee. But we always forget that the NFC East battles are legitimate. Those battles back in the day in the NFC East, okay, whether it was Joe Gibbs coaching, whether it was Spurrier coaching, whether it was Jim Fossil from the Giants, right? It doesn't matter. They're always Barry friggin' Switzer from the Cowboys. No matter what, it was always a battle. It was always the battle. My man Sato checking in. Sato's corner checking in. Man, we're reaching Cleveland territory. Cleveland, Drew Carey, Cleveland, right? What can the Browns do with our defense? And the Browns, bro, well, I got a Philly prob right now, Sato. I got a Philly prob. Ivan says divisional games are always fun. Also glad Philly lost, and that's because Ivan he's a skull dude, right? Ivan is a skull dude, so the Vikings are only one game behind now. Listen, I got to give it to you, Ivan. I cannot believe the Vikings pulled that game out against the Bills. I just can't. It's unbelievable. Greg says Taylor Heineke makes his team a whole different. Listen, Carson Wentz doesn't do this, right? No disrespect, but Carson Wentz doesn't do this. There's a reason why Taylor Heineke has the damn ball. There's a reason why. Joe says, and the Eagles took themselves off the field, never getting any consistency, brutal gameplay. I get so many questions, Joe. I'm going to get into that, man. I got so many questions. My man Eric checking in says, we play some elite running backs the next few weeks. I'll tell you what, Derrick Henry, oh my God, look out. Look out. Greg says 8-1. Exactly. I mean, 8-1. It's just expectations, Greg. It's expectations. And I understand it. Satos' defense is killing the Browns season for sure. I'll tell you what, man. The Browns, again, the Browns, in a way, in my opinion, man, that defense should be a lot better. I mean, it has its moments, but it definitely should be better. Greg says they'll be there in the end, which I completely agree with. Adam says not Monday night at home, bro. I get it. I get it. On Monday night at home, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm not saying that, what did we expect, but I just know, it's always a split, man. It's very rare when you get to grab both games from the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys. It never happens that way. Eric says Washington always plays us good. Listen, there was a lot of freak things, right? My man Dennis checking in. Like, see, Dennis knows 1-1 split all the time. Like, all the time. So everybody blowing up Twitter and whatever the hell you're blowing up about. Oh, yeah, Eagles suck. The Eagles aren't that good. I mean, come on, man. Stop. You're playing yourself. Didn't Buffalo just friggin' lose to the goddamn Jets? Didn't they just lose to the Jets? Okay, I get it. Last time I checked, the Washington football team or Washington Commanders or whatever the hell their name is this year are a 4-5 team before they faced us, and now they're 5-5. I mean, Jesus Christ! Like, this isn't like the worst team in the NFL. It happens, man. It happens. It definitely happens. We did. Listen, Eric, I completely agree with you. We played soft. There were so many things, so many questions I had. Yes, I do. I have. But let's not forget. Let's not forget. We faced a ton of adversity in this game. Okay? We faced a ton of adversity. And I mean by that, tons of injuries happened in this game that we fought through. I'm not saying that's why we lost. I'm saying we faced adversity. I was happy to see that. Okay. But I got some questions. About guys like my man Dickerson, who looked like a turnstile there. Jonathan Allen is a stud. I get it. But Dickerson's got to do a much better job than showing he looked like Winston Justice at times tonight. And that's a problem. That's a problem for me. We cannot have that happen. Adam says Watkins should stay down. But I disagree. Adam, I love you, man. I do. But I disagree with that. Watkins is trying to make a play, man. He's trying to make a play. He knows with his speed, if he gets up, he's in the end zone. How about we just give a shot out? There was nothing wrong with ball security. He didn't have the ball out hanging around. He had the ball in his breadbasket. But how about we just give a shot out to the Washington football team or the command? I keep saying it, whatever the hell they are. Just call Washington, okay? But how about we just give a shout out for them, okay, for actually being the team, the aggressor on defense and knowing how to strip the ball? How about we just give a shout out to that, because that's what happened. It's unfortunate, but it's what happened. Adam says those last two turnovers were bullshit. Goddard was a face mask, shouldn't have happened, led to a field goal. Again, though, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We can't complain about the face mask. Yes, it sucks. Okay, I get it. Okay, bad calls happen, but we had multiple opportunities not even to have the game come down to that. Okay, we can't go 3 and out before halftime. That cannot happen. We can't do those things. Okay, those last two turnovers. Listen, man, what do you want to do? I get it. It's a fumble. At the end of the day, it's a fumble. And it's just unfortunate. I think guys were pressing. Guys were trying to do too much. And unfortunately, when they do that, that's what happens. Dennis says Philly got handed 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and the so-called face mask wasn't just a makeup. I mean, listen, man, again, at the end of the day, there was a lot of things that happened in this game. Pat says turnovers lost. Exactly. Pat's right on cue. That's exactly what I say. You cannot turn the ball over. And so, listen, we say it all the time, okay? The way you win football games, and we watched Andy Reid is a legend in this town, okay? You say what you want about Big Red. A legend in Philadelphia. Always win in the trenches, okay? But you also win by having a fantastic defense, a good game script against a very good offensive team. If you click on all cylinders, we'll stop it any day of the week, okay? But what will also stop it is if you turn the ball over consistently. They consistently turned the ball over tonight. Okay, that pick on Jalen Hurts, I'm not mad at Jalen throwing that ball. That was a tremendous play, again, by the Washington secondary, who I couldn't even tell you a name. I heard Forrest. That's about it. That shows you how good they played. Okay, honestly, because this is a team, they played above expectations. I couldn't even name you the guys out there, and they played that well. Okay, that just shows how above expectations that they were tonight. Okay, fantastic play by them. Okay, that was in AJ Brown's hand, and he knocked it out. I mean, it's what you do, right? Exactly, Greg. It works both ways. I get it. Time of possession, ridiculous. Yes, it was ridiculous because again, they knew this is a veteran coach, man. So again, maybe you got punked a little bit, right? Maybe Sirianni got punked a little bit. Maybe Steichen gets punked a little bit. Maybe Gannon gets punked a little bit. It happens. Okay, these are listen. People say this all the time, right? You know, they look at a team, they look at a record, they look at what happens, and they don't look at past history. They never do. They never want to lay claim. Okay. I'm a different kind of Philadelphia fan. Okay. Because number one, I get paid and I do a job to be unbiased. Okay. So I try to take the fan out of myself. Okay. But when I watch games, I am a fan. But I do try to look at it in both lenses, right? On both sides. Ron Rivera, for whatever you want to call it, okay, is a tremendous football coach. And shout out to Ron for beating cancer and going through all those treatments through COVID, coming back and still taking the sideline, okay? You got to give Ron Rivera his props. Ron did this in Carolina, and he's doing this again right here in Washington. He gets the best out of his players. He's a veteran-style coach, long-time guy for a long-time offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears. Back in that, in the 80s, the late 80s, where it was a bull rush up the middle from both sides. He knows how to win football games. So we already knew he was going to come in to run the rock and keep the other players off the field. Okay, that's how you win against a ridiculous offensive team. When people were trying to play the greatest show on turf, back with the Kurt Warner, Marshall Falk, and Torrey Holt, and Isaac Keem, and the Reverend Isaac Bruce, right? When they had that fantastic team, every team went up against them and said, we need to run the rock and get the time of possession. We need to have ball control style offense because we have to limit the touches that they have. And they did that. They did that. And what I will say, my issue is, why did it take us so long to start fighting back? Why did it take us so long, okay, to start running the rock with Miles Sanders? We didn't start running with Miles Sanders consistently until the second half. Okay, where was our ball control style offense, right? My man Harry checking in. Cuz checking in says, again, he's right, scary Terry, right? Terry McLaurin, again, a stud, absolute stud. Man, if McLaurin could go to a team that could actually win in the playoffs, my God. I mean, he is unbelievable. And I know he's frustrated. And, I get it. I do. I get it. And he's going to continue to be frustrated because even though they beat us, it's not like this team's going to go to the playoffs and compete for a Super Bowl. Okay. So McLaren's just rotting away on that team, but they had our number tonight and he had our number. Greg says, wait until they have to face the Chiefs. I'll tell you, man, the Chiefs are a great team, right? The Chiefs are a great team. Eric says, Eagles played sloppy tonight, deserve to lose. We're going to see how this team responds to their loss. Colts won't be a cakewalk because of JT. And Eric, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, if you don't realize that Jordan Davis is a major void, listen, can we just say this? Can I get an agreement here? And I've been saying this, and listen, Fletch, I loved what you've been able to do. Fletcher Cox is cooked, okay? He's cooked. And again, shout out to Hargrove or Javon Hargrave. Shout out to Milt Williams for actually stepping up and trying to take over that middle of the field because Fletcher Cox is cooked. And right now, we really We really missed that big guy, Jordan Davis. Even though he was only on the field for probably 35 to 40% of the snaps, what he was able to do to give you that Vince Wilfork, that middle of the field, right? Again, that is something we sorely missed tonight. Sorely missed, and we're going to continue to miss Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry. Not to mention that this Indianapolis Colts team is playing with a renewed energy because of everything that happened. I want to do a show, and I am going to do an episode on the whole Jeff Saturday thing. I have my issues with that, good and bad. I want to share them, but when you get a new coach and you bring a new rejuvenated energy onto a team and onto a sideline with a veteran presence like a Matty Ice and Matt Ryan, this is what happens. Let's not forget that Indianapolis defense, okay, is 2 years removed from being top 3 in the entire NFL. Let's not remember that, or let's not forget about that. That's a tremendous thing that we need to think about. The road is not going to be easy for the Philadelphia Eagles, for everybody saying that, right? Listen, Shorty checking in says Heineke greater than Wentz. Absolutely. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Sato says they lost one game. Sato, I know. I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep everybody level-headed here. But I'm telling you right now, people are probably turning over cars right now in Philadelphia. They're going crazy. They're going absolutely nuts. Adam says, can Gannon ever make adjustments? That's going to be key. It's consistently going to be key, right? We had zero pass rush, and here's the thing, Adam. This is what I will ask everybody. What adjustments could Jonathan Gannon made in that game, right? Because I was thinking it myself. I'm asking an honest question. I'm not a defensive coordinator. I don't run schemes. I don't read playbooks. Okay, I don't watch all 52 film or all 51 film or whatever the hell it's called. I'm going to be honest. I don't watch that. Do I replay the game? Absolutely. Do I try to make sense of things? Absolutely. Maybe could he have brought like a safety like C.J. Gardner-Johnson up in the box, or could he have brought Epps up in the box? Maybe spy with T.J. Edwards. Or I don't know. I don't know how they were running, but we were getting beat because the holes in the middle of the field were killing us. Okay. And I think honestly, you have to remember, Terry McLaurin was kicking our ass. Jahan Dotson is no slouch. He's no slouch. Penn State's finest, right? He's a tremendous rookie. So we have to be careful. Remember something. You want Jonathan Gannon to make adjustments, right? But let's face it, Josh Sweat went down. What kind of pass rush did we have? We brought Robert Quinn in here to be a pass rush specialist, and honestly, he's showed me absolutely zero so far. Zero. He has showed me that there's a reason why the Chicago Bears decided to let him go. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. There's a reason why. He looks nothing, no semblance whatsoever of that 18.5 sack Pro Bowler. I'm just throwing it out there. Eric says, King Henry, King Henry, after we worry about JT next week, and then a duo of Jones and Dylan first. I mean, think about that, right? I mean, this is a preview. Okay, so if Jonathan Gannon can ever make adjustments or figure this out, how do we stop the run? I mean, that's what this is what comes down to. We need to stop the run. The run sets up the pass. That run sets up the play action. It's the reason why Terry McLaurin, not only because he's a tremendous receiver, he was able to find space, but Taylor Heineke missed a few throws too. There's a reason why he was open. Because, again, we were holding our cards in, trying to stop that run. Gibson and Robinson were absolutely killing us. Greg says, hey, I'm a Charger fan. They're so injured, it's pathetic. The Chargers, man, I don't get what's going on with them offensively. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I have no idea. Shorty says, also, nothing like a ridiculous Washington defense tutty to shave off a few hundred off a DFS line. That's right. And, again, as always, powered by Heat Ratio Sports and Win Daily Sports, Heat Ratio Sports, where you get all your sports talk, national and local. Win Daily Sports, where you get all your DF and sports betting needs. I did really good tonight on a lot of my props. Shorty, I hope you trailed because we had a tremendous night on the prop market. So make sure if you like sports betting, if you like prop bets, if you like DFS and fantasy, make sure you're checking us out here at windailysports.com. Make sure you're going there, signing up for the free membership and the free Discord where you get to talk to Jigsaw right here, me, one-on-one. Shorty will tell you, we go back and forth. Okay, win big is the code. Win big, you get your first week free to see all the tools that we get people hitting all the time. So make sure you check that out. But that's right. That last garbage touchdown cost the people a lot of money. A lot of money. Greg says they have half the team on the sidelines. You're right. My man Pat checking in says 10 points off turnovers. I'm telling you, man, 10 points off turnovers. It was a tremendous night to turn the ball over. Wow. Well, I'm not ready to say Landon Dickerson is John Harris. John Harris, Virginia's own. That was their Ray Rhodes pick. My God, John. Nobody even knew John Harris. When they picked John Harris, it was so bad that people were scrambling for the notepads, trying to figure out who the hell John Harris was. Nobody had any clue of who John Harris was. I'm not ready to say, listen, Landon Dickerson played for a Division I program. Okay, tremendous program. We don't even need to say the name because we know. Okay, he is going to be not a project, but remember he was off the injured. He played extremely well at times. It seems like now all of a sudden he's starting to get mental lapses. We watched this. Okay, I'll give you a name, Harry. Okay, I won't say John Harris. I won't. What I say is Sean Andrews, and I'll say that I hope this doesn't turn out to be Sean Andrews. Because if you remember, Sean Andrews came in and he was dominant. He was dominant. Last year, Dickerson at times was absolutely dominant. There's been times in the beginning of this year where he was dominant, but now all of a sudden he's got these mental lapses, these ridiculous penalties, these false starts, these out of positions. He's getting turned over like a human turnstile. So I'm hoping that this isn't Sean Andrews all over again. Greg says he disagrees. I do. I agree. I do disagree, even though this is Harry's my man. Okay, but we agree to disagree on a lot of things. It's the way this works, right? It's the way this works. Eric says never bet on a double-digit favorite in NFL. Eric, I couldn't agree with you more. This isn't college, man. This isn't like Wyoming Tech University going up against Alabama, right? Where you get a 30-point spread. You never bet double-digit spreads ever in the NFL. This is a grown man's sport. This is a grown man's game. Anything can happen any given Sunday, right? We know that. Or any given Monday or any given Thursday, whatever the hell it is, it doesn't matter. But this was a tremendous game for so many feats when it comes to, the Philadelphia Eagles getting that first loss, now putting them neck to neck with those Minnesota Vikings that everybody says, it needs a little more respect. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of discussions all week now about this game, right? This is, on a great team. Who you talking about, Greg? On a great team. Let me know who you're talking about. Pat says football 101, hold on to the ball. Simple as that. You can't turn the ball over. You can't let it hit the ground. We get that, right? One thing, the thing is, we almost, our poor tackling almost lost us a game and almost let Antonio Gibson at the end before that fumble or before that hit, right, with Brandon Graham. They almost picked up a 3rd and 14 because of our poor tackling. So nobody's really talking about that, right? So again, that almost came back to haunt us. Special teams, my boy Sal, my boy Micah Goose hit me up right after that first play. Like special teams again can cost us games. It almost cost us that right in the beginning of the game, the 15-yard roughing the passer call, right? These little things add up. Eric says, I think most fans are pissed because they lost money on this game. That's the one thing. I'm not, that's why, even though I'm going to be honest with you, I love sports betting. I love the prop market. The sports betting props to me are the best thing ever made. I absolutely love them, but I will never, ever get mad at my team because I lost money. I just can't do that. I would never get like that. I'm not even mad. This felt like a loss, Eric says. It did. It felt like one of those trap games, man. It did. Do you think Hurts is playing injured? Raj says, no, not at all. I don't think so. I think, tonight, I think he saw a couple different coverages. I seen him be hesitant, at times where I thought maybe he could have run the ball, okay, but he stayed back, and unfortunately, he took a sack on a couple times where I thought maybe he had a lane. It seems like over the last 3 to 4 weeks, he's not been running as much. I don't think he's hurt, Raj, but what I will say is I think he's taken a few too many hits than he would like and the team would like, and I think they've been drilling into his head like, hey, listen, let's back off all this running. We have three capable running backs. We have an elite offensive line that can make holes for these backs. So let them do the work, and let's not get you injured because you mean more to this team than those 3 extra yards. So I think that's what it has to do with me. Honestly, that's what it has to do with it. Dennis says 76% of Native Americans voted to not change the name. They said overall it was a standout for the recognition for their heritage. You know what, Dennis? Honestly, neither here or there. I get it. It is what it is, right? I learned through life that there's going to be the decisions made that sometimes we agree with, sometimes we don't agree with, and honestly, things that really we can't change, and it really doesn't matter. Either way, they're a football team in the NFL. They represent the city of Washington, and they just beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's the way I feel about that. Greg says, I hope you're not making a living from your YouTube channel. Like, yo, Greg, what if I am, man? What if I am making a living from the YouTube channel? I got sponsors right here, man. I got sponsors. We got advertisers here. Listen, I got some more coming up too. You may be surprised, man. You may be surprised. Adam says Ron Rivera and Mike. It's a great point by Adam. Ron Rivera and Mike Tomlin get the most out of their players. I'd like to add a couple more to that, and that's going to be Pete Carroll, and that's going to be John Harbaugh. I think those 4 guys get the most I've ever seen out of players, 100%. Harry says, I call them the W's because there is a big W on their helmet. And it's like the weirdest emblem ever. Like, I was searching before the game to make up the image for the thumbnail for the show. And I'm just like, wow, I didn't realize that their logo was that big W. It looks so dumb. At least they could do is get you see some of these ridiculous mascots that they have for baseball stadiums, like baseball teams. Why can't they just get a ridiculous mascot? At least put it on there. I mean, it looks stupid. Like the big W just looks dumb. I don't even like it. Shorty says Rivera knew to keep Rivera knew to keep the Eagles off the field. They're such a strong team. You have to attack the Eagles on the ground, which means time bleeds out. And again, Shorty knows. Okay, she knows because that's why I took Antonio Gibson over 9.5 rushing attempts. That's why I took him over 40 and climbed the ladder to over 50 yards rushing, because I knew they were going to run the ball more than they were going to pass. That's why I really didn't take any receiving props for Washington. I knew the game script coming in. My man Bernie checking it spot on. Bernie, I know you're pissed. I'm pissed, right? We're all pissed. Okay, but you're right. First half D couldn't get off the field. When is Davis supposed to be back? Hope soon. You know what, Bernie? I don't want to burst your bubble, but if you're going to ask me personally, and this is, listen, Jigsaw's got no source that's telling on this. Now, again, I do have, a very, very credible beat reporter in Chris Franklin. If you don't follow him, make sure you go follow him. He writes and covers the Philadelphia Eagles for NJ.com. He's been on this program a couple times. I'm hoping to get him on again very, very soon. But so that is one source that I do have. And again, he doesn't know any more than I do at this time. But what I will say is originally it was a 4 to 6 week injury. High ankle sprains are terrible injuries to try to come back from, especially when you're a beastly man that is extremely big, okay, and puts a lot of weight on his ankle. I don't have a good feeling, Bernie. I don't. If I was a betting man, and I am a betting man, I honestly, I hate to burst out of his bubble, but I don't think he comes back strong this season, if at all. I think that even if he does make it back this season, I think that it'll be late, and I don't think it'll be 100%. So I think that's something that we're really going to have to figure out. You're going to have Javon Hargrave really step up, and you're going to have Milton Williams really step up in the middle, whether that's scheme, no matter what it is, they're going to have to step up. This team's going to stop any kind of run in the middle. And they may even have to pull a linebacker. I know that they don't really like to do that 3-4, even though it's not a typical 3-4 because they use Hassan Reddick as more of a pass rusher. So you kind of only have TJ Edwards and Kazir White out there. They may have to go more traditional. Maybe bring a safety up from the box. They may have to do something because those two tackles, I don't think alone will be able to get it done. Ivan says, where was AJ B all game one? AJ Brown, listen, I'm going to tell you something. AJ Brown hurt his ankle, man. Okay, if you notice when he went out on that cut, that was an ankle injury. And if you notice when he did come back onto the field, but it was heavily taped. That's something to keep an eye on. So AJ Brown was hurting in that game. Like I said, you had your number one receiver being hurt. And let's remember something. Even though Devonta Smith had a really good rookie year last year, but the knock on him was sometimes maybe he couldn't get open off that bump and run coverage. You went out and got AJ Brown for that. Can I say one thing? Watch this. They're going to call this on this show. Watch this injury, because if it's a lingering injury, there's a guy named Odell Beckham Jr. that's sitting out there as a free agent that's ready to play again. Okay, so you could see the Eagles make a move. That's all I'm going to tell you. I just said Roddy again. I'm sorry, Greg. Greg says, I don't think the Commanders are a bad team despite the record. Don't be surprised to see McLaren happy going down the stretch. Yeah, listen, again, McLaren deserves to be happy, and I agree with you. I do not think the Commanders are a bad team despite the record. They're a gritty team. They showed you tonight they're a gritty team. And again, gritty teams are some of the worst to play against because, man, they're like them little friggin' gnats that just get on your nerves, okay? That just get on your nerves, and you just cannot stop them. My man Greg checking out, as always. Greg, thanks for checking in, man. I appreciate it. Eric says, number one seed is up for grabs now. It is, and we knew that. Right? Listen, I said 13 wins at the beginning of the year. I said 12 to 13 wins, and I'm not getting off of that. Okay, I didn't go 17. I didn't go 16. I didn't go 15. I just said it's hard to envision and just pinpoint a game, okay, where we say the Eagles are going to lose. It's going to be unexpected, and the other games are going to fall in line, okay? And this is an NFC East battle, and it fell in line. Unfortunately, it had to happen here on a Monday night on a big stage in front of our home crowd. Simple as that. That's what sucks. The D-backs wanted to pad their numbers on interceptions and blew their coverages. I did notice a couple plays where Slay came up and gave McLaren that kind of bump, or cushion, I should say. Didn't give him that bump and run coverage because maybe he wanted to make a play. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. I am. I'm going to be honest with you that one guy that we need to talk about is C.J. Gardner-Johnson, because C.J. Gardner-Johnson was the MVP of that defense tonight. He broke up two tremendous plays, had that league-leading 6 INT, and came up on a run-stopping play on a critical 3rd and 8 earlier in the game. So C.J. Gardner-Johnson is that dog. He is that dude. Okay, and shout out to him because he played extremely well tonight when we were getting anything out of our defense, right? Anything. Dennis says even if Philly ran the ball with a play into the scheme, Turner put in to control time of possession. I'll tell you what, Turner's the MVP. And if you don't know Turner is the offensive coordinator he's talking about for the Washington Commanders, who had a brilliant game script. And again, he knew where to attack the Eagles. We all knew where to attack the Eagles. We knew that. It was going to be how do they respond? And unfortunately, they did not respond. Greg says, you're the professional. I'm just a motorcycle enthusiast. By the way, everyone here, come show my channel some love. Go check it out, man. I'll tell you, I say this all the time. Number one, make sure you're subscribed. And if you're on Facebook, okay, make sure you're getting on YouTube and you subscribe to The Final Judgment with Tony Jigsaw Cutillo. Make sure all you need to do is search it. All you need to do is search it in the toolbar. The Final Judgment with an E. It's J-U-D-G-E. And the reason why I have an E is because I want to be the judge. Okay, I want to be Judge Jigsaw. I want to lay my own judgments and my own verdicts, okay? It's a mark on words. I'm a publicist. I own a PR company. I'm a marketing guy, okay? So I'm marketing myself, okay? So, no pun intended, but that's where I want to go. But I meet tremendous people during this, and Greg is one of them. So make sure you're following his page at Riding Holback County, because if you like motorcycles, if you like Harleys, if you like bike riding, this dude's he's riding down roads on GoPros, talking to you and doing video while he's riding a motorcycle. To me, it's ridiculous in the sense that like cool ridiculous. Like, I don't know how he does it. So go check him out, man. He does some really cool stuff, and he does some give backs. I see him as well. So make sure you go checking him out. Great friend of the show. Harry says, hard to make adjustments when we just keep getting first downs on. Oh, yeah. It's hard to make adjustments when Washington keeps getting first downs on third down. They were a third down machine tonight, Harry. They were. I mean, we couldn't get off the field. They are a very good running team. And shout out to Brian Robinson. Okay, if we haven't said it already, this young man getting carjacked and getting shot and coming back, facing adversity and coming back, and not only playing the game that he loves, but playing it extremely successfully. This dude is strong, man. You remember a guy in Washington, Dennis, if you're a Washington guy, okay, and people that are just NFL fans, Washington had a very strong running back by the names of Sean Alexander for a few years. And he reminds you a lot of Sean Alexander. He's very, very strong, and he's able to hit that hole and just drag defenders, and he has speed and he has power, which is something that not everybody possesses, like a Derrick Henry. But he reminds you of a Sean Alexander type running back. And he's going to be good for many years to come. Eric said it was better to lose now than in the divisional round where teams run the ball more in the playoffs. I mean, it's absolutely a wake up call. Obviously it's something that we expect it. The realistic people expect it. But again, it just sucks that it had to happen right now, man. It just had to happen right now. Is your Discord free to join, Eric? Yes, absolutely. Discord is free to join. Okay, I will get you. I am going to put it in the comments right now. But yeah, listen. I mean, we did not want it to go the way it did, which we understand. But again, it does suck. Like I said, it sucks when it happens in front of your home crowd, on a Monday night platform. Okay, on a Monday night platform, it stinks. Okay, it stinks, and it happened. Okay, and now we're here to talk about it. So let me throw this up here right here. So I just put that, Eric. I just put it in the Discord channel right here. I'm going to go down real fast so everybody sees this. Again, this is the Discord room. Okay, so if you're looking at this, you're watching this, and you like fantasy sports, and you like sports betting, okay, this is what I do. Okay, for Win Daily Sports, check us out. And it's just not me. There's a ton of people there. Okay, expert coaches. And again, it is free to join. Okay, it's free to join. I'm in there giving out picks all the time. So go check that out. I have my own room called the Final Judgment Room as well, where we could talk back and forth all day long. And if you want to sign up for a membership, okay, you do get the first week free. Okay, and it is Win Big. It's called Win Big. It's the promo code. And after that, it's $5.99 for all the tools that we have. Okay, getting back to the comments now. Okay, getting back to the comments now because these comments are rolling in, man. They are rolling in. We got tons. Let's see where we laid off. Ivan says, I'll take Wyoming Tech plus 30 over Bama currently. Exactly. I mean, that's what you want, right? That's when you bet double digits. That's what you bet double digits. 100%. Eric says, I think the fan base is overreacting to this L. There's still a month and a half left to see. I mean, listen, we are a very reactionary fan base. I get it. And it's what happened. And again, it's what happened. We got to get through it. We just got to get through it. I love sports betting props, Eric. That's all I do, man. That's all I do. Tonight, I hit on the Antonio Gibson touchdown prop, hit on the Dallas Goedert touchdown prop, hit on over 9.5 attempts for Antonio Gibson, over 40 yards rushing for Antonio Gibson. I almost hit the Dallas Goedert prop, which was over 4.5 catches. But again, just so everybody knows, I only bet plus money props. You're not going to get any Tony Jigsaw Cutillo minus 130, minus 140, minus 150. I go Jigsaw crazy, okay? I do plus money props. That's it. So if it's not plus money, I don't bet it, okay? So if everybody's telling you could do 8 plus money bets, okay, 8 plus money bets. If you hit 2, you're good. You already cashed because they are so valuable. Okay, that's what I do. Eric says, would you be concerned this lead? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Not like that. Daniel Bryan, yes. Or Brian Danielson, AEW, whatever you want to call him. Okay. I would be very concerned if this led to a 3-game losing streak. Very, very concerned. Because we cannot afford a 3-game losing streak. Okay, because then that's a whole different kind of adversity. That's a whole different kind of uphill battle. Okay, a whole different kind of something that we cannot face right now. We cannot face. I'm telling you that right now. Adam says if the logo was blue, it would be Walmart. Oh my God, Adam, that's terrible, but it's true. Yeah, Greg says, I didn't realize you had sponsors. I have some companies sending me free stuff to make demo videos, but I'm not making squat. Yeah, Greg, listen, again, it's all about how you market, right? It's all about how you market and what you can do. So I've been doing this for a long time. Been blessed to have some fantastic people behind me. Okay, like right here, like SEObrand.com. Make sure you're checking them out for all your analytical needs, SEO. Big, small. They're the guys that help you get your traffic to your sites. They help you understand where your traffic comes from, okay, and how to get your number, your name, and on your Google ranking up to par so you can be found very easily. So yes, Greg, it is very, very attainable. Shuri says, I played both Washington running backs with Hurts and Devonta and Slide, and I did all right. So listen, she played the birthday narrative, which I love. Okay, I absolutely love. Because I could see that playing out. And the only reason why I didn't do that is because I figured everybody was doing that, and Jigsaw likes to get a little different. So I like to get a little different, man. Greg says, hey, Tony, I got to get going. If you don't see me around, I'm taking a break to social media. Good night, bro. Greg, as always, and Greg, you know this as well. Whether it be social media, if you want to take a break, you just hit in the message. You ever need to talk, everything going on, man. You got any kind of information, anything you need, you hit me up. I'm there, bro. You know that 100%, man. 100%. Greg is one of the nicest dudes I've met on here. He is fantastic. So make sure you go give him his page a follow as well. He does some pretty cool stuff with motorcycles. Eric says, I think they might bubble wrap Davis like they used to with MB. We need that's a great point. We need him for years, not just this season. I agree, man, because the young man already came in with the weight issue. He's faced adversity. He's talking about, already can he get to that NFL level by keeping his weight down? And actually he did. He looked really good. So I think you're right. It's going to behoove them to get him back on the field because you don't want that dude sitting around doing nothing, right? He's the worst dude you want sitting around doing nothing because it's only going to, tempt him to go in those binges like we don't want him to do. So I agree. I think he definitely will bubble wrap him a little bit because it's something, again, that we do have to be mindful of. Mark says, Miles Sanders needs to be more involved early and often. This is ridiculous. Mark, thank you. Listen, Mark gets the bell, okay? Again, because I said this before. I said it earlier, Mark, if you're joining late, which again, if you're following, if you found us on Facebook, if you found us on Twitter, if you found us anywhere else, please make sure the main page, go to the main page. We're streaming live on all platforms, but go to YouTube, go search The Final Judgment, okay? It's JUDGEMENT, okay? You can put my name afterwards, Tony Cutillo, okay? It will come up. We have more than just post games, okay? Fantasy sports, local sports, national perspectives, interviews from beat writers, authors, athletes, anything sports related, we have it. So please go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Go live about 4 to 5 times a week. We got highlight reels on there. We do posts. So Mark, if you can check us out, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and you'll enjoy the content. But I agree. I was wondering the same thing, Mark. In the beginning of the game, why is Miles Sanders not getting a rock? Why do we wait till the second half to start giving the ball to Miles Sanders? That was a way we could have combated that attack on the other side because, again, it works both ways, right? It works both ways. You have Ron Rivera saying, you know what, we're going to run a ball control style offense to keep the Philadelphia Eagles off the field because they're so lethal on offense. Well, what about our goddamn defense? Hey, Steichen, what about our defense? Did you ever think about that? Our defense is huffing for wind out there. Okay. They're dying out there. Again, they're absolutely dying. Okay. And we're continuing to go 3 and out. That can't happen. You can't wait until the third quarter to start to run the rock. So, Mark, I completely agree. My man Javon checking in. Javon10 on Twitter says, I'm glad that the Eagles got this L out of the way so now they can clean up their mistakes and get back at it Sunday. Again, Javon, I agree and disagree. I didn't obviously I didn't want them to lose against Washington, right? But again, I do agree that this was going to happen eventually. It just sucks that it happened on a Monday night, man. It just sucks. He says also fade the Commanders this week versus Houston. Are you trying to say there might be a letdown, Javon? Are you trying to say there might be a letdown and Houston's going to be a little hungry this week? I completely agree with you, man. 100%. Eric says, I'll definitely subscribe. I'm Philly Liverpool FC on YouTube. I like that. Philly Liverpool FC. I'm guessing that Eric is a soccer man as well. So go check out his channel right there. Because listen, we're all about everybody in here, man. Again, this is not just my show. I like to make this a community. So keep these comments going. Keep the engagement going. Again, if we're not live, hit me up on the chat. I'm always willing to go back and forth. Javon says, I don't know how Jonathan Gannon is supposed to be a hot head coaching candidate when he doesn't make adjustments on defense. Here we go again. Look, Javon's getting double bells for that. I have no idea, Javon. Like, honestly, why the hell is Jonathan Gannon a head coaching like top candidate? Like all of a sudden this dude has got pictures of somebody. I don't know if he's got pictures of somebody. Okay, because I don't get how he just goes to the top of the charts. Okay, this dude's been doing it for 1 year and he hasn't even shown that he can do it credibly. I don't understand. Well, why is he getting these shots? I don't get it. I'm with you. 100%. Karen checking in. Robinson was a beast tonight. So hard to stop. Yes, Karen, so much. And again, the thing that I love about him, like I said earlier, if you missed it, is just the way he's been coming back from the dude just got carjacked and shot in training camp. Here's a kid who grows up and he wants to get away from that environment, right? He wants to get away from that environment. He goes out, he makes an NFL team, right? He's out there, he's drafted, he's ready to roll. And what happens? He gets carjacked and shot when he would never think that would happen, and he comes back, man. It's such a great story, but he is not only is he a beast tonight, he's just fine. Like, I think it was about 2 weeks ago that he just started to get his legs back. And again, now you're seeing that this offensive line for the Washington Commanders can actually ball out, okay? They can ball out, not just because our defensive line kind of stinks a little bit, but they can ball out. Okay, and you're showing that. And he is tall, he is strong, and he is powerful, man. Like I said, Sean Alexander clone, in my opinion. It's something that we're really going to have to be mindful tonight. Exactly, Howard, 100%, man. Just like I said, 100%. I love these feel-good stories in the NFL. It's great. Miles Sanders needs to be more involved early and often. This is ridiculous anymore. Dude is averaging 5+ yards a carry. Yes, Mark. Yes, Mark, 100%. And Mark, I see you, bro. You did go to YouTube, my man. Okay, I can give you a bell for that, man. I appreciate that, man. I do. I appreciate that 100%. And again, make sure if you want to pop in a Discord room over at Win Daily Sports. Again, I work with Win Daily Sports and part of the Win Daily Sports family. Do a ton of media for Win Daily Sports. You see me on TikTok on Win Daily Sports. You see me on YouTube on Win Daily Sports. Hear me on Sirius on the weekends. I'll be hosting again this weekend. We had a 3-hour show on Sirius. We're on Sirius every Saturday from 5 to 8. Whether it be Jason see it, whether it be me and see it, whether it be me and Jason. If I'm not hosting, there's a Jigsaw hour, usually from 7 to 8. You can catch me there. We're talking fantasy. We're talking about sports betting, you name it. We had unbelievable callers this week, which was great. If you want to get in a Discord room, you just follow that link right there. It is free. It's a free Discord. Okay, I put all my picks in there every single day. NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. I have some fun with it. So check it out, please. I guarantee you will have some fun with that. There you go. Eric says, my Discord user is Big E Capper. So, Eric, I am going to look for you in there, man. Yes, I am a wrestling fan too. 100% a wrestling fan. Okay, when I get done this stream, I'm going to watch Monday Night Raw because I am so in tune with the wrestling scene ever since Triple H finally took over and is doing tremendous things, man. I love AEW. I love, listen, I do interviews for NWA. I had Tom Latimer on, probably a few months ago. I'm working to get Camille on. I'm working with Impact. I had Deonna Purrazzo on. I love wrestling, man. Independent scene and professional. I'm all about it, man. 100%. And look, hold on. My man Rich didn't check in yet, but look, we got a Doc Rivers sighting. Doc Rivers has joined the program again. New private dating chat. Doc is here with the porn. Again, Doc shows up. If you don't know the inside joke, everybody knows. Remember about 2 months ago, Doc Rivers, somebody supposedly hacked his Twitter account and was liking all kinds of porn pages and girly pages and stuff. And I think it's hilarious because all of a sudden you get these bots on YouTube that show up, and it just happened to show up one time when we were talking about Doc Rivers, and now it's always on our channel when we're talking, and it always pops in. So I always make a little joke and say it was Doc Rivers checking in. So Doc, if you're out there, man, thanks for checking in. Trevor, my man, says that game was bleeping brutal. No FCC rules here, Trev. You can throw whatever word you want out there. Doesn't mean I'm going to put them on the screen or I'm going to say on myself, because I do have some children watching, even though it is after midnight. So kids, if it's after midnight, you should be going to bed for school tomorrow. But you can say whatever you want, Trev. You know that. Adam says, shout out to Embiid, 59 points last night. You know what? That's going to be an episode for another day. Yeah, shout out to Embiid. But again, Joe, you can't just do it when you want. I don't want to see now the next game. You give me 25 minutes, and you're lethargic, and you're jogging up down the court. You're turning the ball over in the box. Like, there's a lot of issues I have with Joel right now, 100%. Soul Cycle Jonathan Gannon back, and this defense is so bad against the run. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Trev. How do you stop it? Tell me how you stop it. Ivan says, if AJ Brown does have some lingering injury, I think it might be best to rest him a game, play the long game if he's needed for the playoff race for Philly. 100% agree, Ivan. Again, look for this week. If he is hurt, I'm going to say it again, OBJ. Odell Beckham Jr. Just be mindful of that name out there. There's already been some whispers that there's been some mutual interest, that they've been going back and forth. And this kind of injury, if it's something that lingers and they give him a couple weeks off, this is something that you could definitely see. 100%. Alan says, what sports book you use most? I think FanDuel has the best player props. What I will tell you, Eric, and not just because I'm affiliated with them, and again, it is free. I promise you, there's no scams here. I will never lead you guys down a dark road, okay? But the Sharp app, which sponsors a lot of stuff for Win Daily Sports, the Sharp app, it's a free download. Okay, there's no, it is free. That's where I get all my numbers from, because what they do is you can actually go on that app and they give you, they shop around for you on there and give you the best number. So you can find your props on there. It'll get all sports, Caesars, BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, you name it. You go on there, it'll give you the best number. If you follow at Statstational on Twitter, John Statstational, professional sports bettor, leader of the Sharp app. The dude is amazing. He does tremendous things. A friend of the program as well. I love John, professional handicapper. You can learn a lot from him. So I definitely check that out. The Sharp app. I can promise you that. I don't get anything for it. I'm telling you right now. I don't get any affiliate money or anything. I'm just telling you right now. The Sharp app is a great tool for anybody that wants to see, all numbers in real time. Mark says, sounds great. I'll be there. Mark, as always, man, I appreciate it. Definitely. And see, Harry knows Doc Rivers is back. Harry's been part of the program. He knows once the porn starts, there goes Doc. Enter Doc. Even though Doc says he's a man of faith, but I'm just saying, enter Doc. Holy Christ, Jordan Davis out makes the defense look brutal. Absolute Trevor. Absolute. That's what we were talking about earlier. It's crazy. Trevor says also, Dolphins fans are effing corny right now. So Trevor does sports radio out there for Odyssey. He's producing in Miami, in Florida, and he's got the sports scene when it comes to whether it be Tampa Bay Lightning, whether it be Miami Dolphins. So he's getting to see those fair weather fans. Eric says, I'm a huge Liverpool fan. Why NWA? Can't wait until the World Cup USA. Yeah, I'll tell you, man, that's going to be very, very interesting and fun. 100% for sure. Shorty says, great show as usual. Got to catch some Z's. Shorty's a working woman, man. That's what I'm talking about. Going to bounce out before the shot out. Have a good night, boss. I love it, man. Shorty, as always, thanks for checking in. Always doing tremendous things, putting in 18-hour days and still checking in to do DFS. Check out our streams at Win Daily and check the final judgment out with Jigsaw. I really appreciate it. We're on the home stretch. Got a minute and a half left. Javon says, if the Eagles don't apply pressure and actually blitz on Sunday, they could get picked apart by Matty Ice. Yes, 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 yes. That's what I was saying, man. We got to be really careful, Javon, because Matty Ice, it's got a rejuvenation about him, a different game plan out there. You already saw the confidence that he was getting from Jeff Saturday out there. It just happens. We saw it in Philadelphia with the Phillies. It's happening right there with Indianapolis. So, and they get a healthy Jonathan Taylor. What a healthy run game can do for a veteran quarterback when he has time, okay, and they have to worry about the running back. So, yes, he could pick us apart 100%. My man Al checking in says, it wasn't one person's fault. We won 8 games as a team. We lost this game as a team. You can't turn the ball over 3 times against any NFL team. The refs were awful, but we still had a chance to win this game. We move on to next week, and for the first time, I'm going to agree with Al. Okay, I know me and Al don't always see eye to eye. Okay, but I'm going to agree with Al 100%. And he says, I keep saying that Sanders has to get the ball 15 to 20 times a game. Yes, 100%, man. I agree. Definitely. It says, and by the way, Sixers look good the last 2 games against good teams after you guys rip them apart. I will continue to rip the Sixers apart because the Sixers are doing nothing to show me that they can make that they can take the next step out. So that's going to be a conversation for another day. I'm just saying we can get all happy, but guess what? We've been here before with the Sixers. Great game Embiid, suck game Embiid. Great game Embiid, suck game Embiid. Good rotation, Doc. Now your rotation sucks. Hey, Doc, great job with the Miz. Now what the hell is Doc doing? We've been here before, Al. So no, I'm sorry. I can't get behind it right now. I just can't. Eric says, can you put his name in the comments? Absolutely. Eric, I'll hit you up, man. I'll hit you up. Harry says, good night, cuz. Good night as always, man. Thanks for checking in, Harry. Harry and Karen, both family cousins checking in. And I know they work early tomorrow and they stayed up just to watch this stream. That's how extremely grateful I am, honestly. I love doing this, but it's great. My man Vance checking in. Vance, the living legend. My man Vance checking in. Says, why are the corners always lined up 10 yards off the ball? Makes no sense. Actually, Vance, I agree with you. So somebody alluded to that. I think it was my man Bernie earlier and said they're always worried about going for that interception, that off coverage so they can jump routes. Every now and then we need to do some bump and run coverage. I agree. We can't always give them the soft cushion to get that easy slant. McLaren was killing us with that tonight, and so was Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson was killing us from that as well. So, yeah, a very, very, very bad scheme, for me from that. Eric, I'm going to try. Let me get you this. Let me get you John's right here. So I'm going to throw this up there. And again, I don't get anything for this. Okay. But this dude is amazing. Okay. I'm going to tell you, he is amazing. If you like sports betting from, again, this is where you want to go. You can follow that. It's right there, Eric. Sensational. He's a tremendous dude. And honestly, if you ever hit him up, just tell him how you found him. I mentioned the Sharp app, right? It's his baby. Check it out, man. You won't be disappointed. He does some fantastic things. And again, like I told everybody, check me out. You can check me out in my own Discord room. Okay, right here. This is the Jigsaw Discord room, the final judgment, where this is just a sports betting Discord room for Jigsaw. Okay, all my plus money props are there all the time. That's where you get involved tonight. We went over 50% plus money props. I don't bet props that are minus 120, minus 130, minus 140. I bet everything plus money. What I do is I try to find the best plus money values every week. Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, NBA 3-pointers. I don't really do parlays. Every now and then I'll throw a parlay up there because they're really hard to hit. I just do plus money props. I really like, so check that out. You will have fun in that room. A lot of people get in that room. But listen, this has been great. We went an hour. Okay, we know the drill. We know the deal. Make sure you're following Heat Ratio Sports. Make sure you're following Win Daily Sports. And most importantly, make sure you're following the SEObrand.com for all your SEO needs. And make sure you're following me at Judge Jigsaw, at Cutillo23. Make sure you're following the show at Judge Jigsaw on Instagram, at Judge Jigsaw on Twitter. Make sure you're subscribing to this page. Make sure you're liking this page and you're hitting that notification bell so you can be always notified when we have new content coming out. We will have another show on Thursday night, at 10 p.m. We will talk Sixers. We'll probably, and it's just not Philadelphia. I talk all national and local sports. So I just want you to know that. See, my man Ivan knows Stats Hazel is great what he does, and so is a Sharp app. Ivan is a Win Daily brethren. He knows. And again, like I said, I get no money for that. I just wanted to let you know that. I just like to do good things for good people. And John has been always good to me. John is a tremendous guy, tremendous knowledge. And the Sharp app is tremendous too, because it gives you everything you need right off the bat. I'm not bullshitting you. It's free. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. But as always, again, check us out. Content all day, every day, different highlight reels, different interviews. Got some more stuff coming up through the grapevine. Can't wait. Got some author interviews lined up for next week about baseball's greatest ballparks. I think you'll be very happy to see that interview as well. I just had the great Joe Richmond on, the ambassador of basketball for the Delaware Bluecoats. You talk about passion, former Harlem Globetrotter. The dude is tremendous. Check him out as well. Again, there's so many people. Just go check the YouTube page out, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Al says if we can't stop Taylor next week, it's going to be another long game. We need to keep him under 90 yards. Yeah, Al, I agree. But like I always say on the show, I appreciate everybody checking in, everybody coming back and forth. It's been tremendous. But like I always say, some people have thoughts, some people have takes, but on this show, you have the final judgment.